It's Casino Guitars. We're back. I'm sorry, it's been a good weekend. It was fun. I got to go play in the woods and stuff and play in the rain. The woods and the rain are fun. I like that. Being a nature boy is kind of fun sometimes.
Yes.
Now we're talking about the COVID and the Guitar Center effect. This is a real physical ailment that we've created.
And topics you've never heard about, COVID or Guitar Center.
No, well, we combine them too. No, but because COVID, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's officially over, but as far as a business setting, it's kind of like we're coming out of it now.
Right. Agreed.
It's now during COVID in the guitar industry, it was a very different thing than a lot of the other industries in this country. Now we saw what happened during the shutdown with restaurants were devastated, eviscerated, clubs, venues wiped off the face of the earth in some cases, but a lot of guitar shops thrived beyond what anyone thought could happen.
Right.
I mean, us included.
Us included, for sure.
I feel like there was a perfect storm of we were set up just right and had management that was just dumb enough to be set up and poised for this moment. Because right when COVID was hitting, we'd been working really hard on our YouTube channel, working hard on our website and our designs and everything, and then we had that all in place really well, and it's been out there for years, but it was all built.
Right.
It was ready. We weren't trying to catch up when the world shut down. And then also right when COVID did hit, we were just being made a showcase dealer.
That's right.
Fender Custom Shop.
Yep.
And also, and all the manufacturers, right when the lockdown was just getting ready to start, they were all panicking.
Yes.
I had phone calls. I was walking around the public tennis courts there, on the phone with some of my guys, and they're like, "I think we're gonna lose our jobs. Everything's over." I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna place the biggest order we've ever done. They're like, what? I'm like, well, I mean, if you're going out, let's go out with a bang, right? They're like, that's just stupid. I'm like, I know.
Here we go, into guitar. Roll the dice, baby.
Go, baby. We'll have the guitar. The world will end. We'll have guitars.
That'd be great.
It'll be cool. Let's just take it. And so it ended out working out really well, though, because we had guitars when the entire world decided they wanted to play guitars again.
Weird, right?
Pretty cool moment.
I mean, that was a weird moment because right before that, it was like, well, the guitar's over. So, no one wants to play guitar anymore. Blah,
Yeah, remember that article that George Gruen was talking about? Right. It's over. The guitars are done.
And then, thank you, John Mayer, for saving us all.
Side note.
Just kidding.
There is a documentary coming out down the road. George Gruen's in it. I'm in it for a little bit. It's a document. I don't know which network it's going to be on, if it's Netflix or whatever, but it's in the final phases of editing. It's a whole bunch of real famous guitar players in it too. Then just a bunch of idiot guitar shop people too, just talking about guitar and the love of it. Just stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. I got to see a cut of it with George Gruen saying this hilarious quote. It was awesome. So it's just worth hearing George Gruen-isms.
Just him talk is kind of amazing, yeah.
He's hilarious. But sometimes wrong. Usually right, but sometimes wrong. He's wrong about the guitar thing. So we use Guitar Center because Guitar Center was just coming out of their, I don't know how many bankruptcies they've had at this point, but it was another one of their bankruptcy rounds. Gibson had just folded again and gone bankrupt. Yep. And a lot of guitar shops were just sort of struggling. Then all of a sudden, everything exploded.
Right.
The demand went through the roof. 16 million new guitar players in the USA alone in a year and a half's time. And it wasn't 16 million new 15-year-old guitar players. It was 35 to 65-year-old and beyond,
People with some disposable income who could actually buy.
That couldn't vacation.
Nice guitars and multiple guitars. Right.
And so everything exploded. So a lot of these shops might not be here. I got a feeling we would have had another bankruptcy clearing. There's of GC in this point. Maybe not.
I mean, because GC's been having, rumors of things for years, but it did seem like they were finally at a point of actually in a bad spot, right?
Right, and they're going to keep getting refinanced and rebought out by different private equity groups for trading the dollars and quarters and pennies on dimes and whatever they do. Yeah. But this saved everybody.
Yes.
And it didn't save everyone. It saved everyone that was prepared. That had that had orders in one place, had a website, a good website, had an ability to reach customers outside of just their physical showroom.
Yeah, if you had never sold anything online before, I imagine that was not the time to be scrambling to get that.
No, there's a lot of guitar shops that went out of business, and it was a lot of our friends that we know that just couldn't keep it going. It's hard, and they've been like some sort of legacy shops. And it's like, do we want to reinvest in this infrastructure of trying to or should we just let it go? And then they chose probably the smart choice to go have a decent life and enjoy and relax.
Right.
And some younger shops that just weren't quite ready for it, they went away. But now manufacturing's caught up too.
Yes.
And there are guitars to be had.
Lots of guitars.
So it was a point where we're all struggling for the inventory. So Baxter and Johnny's brilliance of just throw it all on the table, buy everything we can get right now. Those days are sort of like, because there wasn't much supply out there, and now the supply is becoming plentiful,
right,
and bountiful again. So we see that from some of our major manufacturers, from Fender and Taylor. We're seeing the guitars coming back. Martin's starting to come back again pretty strong, which is nice. They've been gone for a year and a half.
So tough to get Martins for a while now.
The boutiques are still slow. They just can't build fast enough because they're small. But we're seeing things being offered like terms again from the manufacturer. We mentioned that before, where they do want to sell us like more inventory again.
Sure.
We already have a ton of inventory in order, and in the very high figures of orders. But we started thinking, are we going to start seeing the old days come back?
Well, it could be weird, right? Because suddenly the manufacturers, where it's been like all the shops will take everything you got as quick as you can get it because there's all this demand and not much supply. So suddenly production's caught up. There's plenty of guitars. We just did a video talking about how in that sort of mid-range, things are actually slowing down. So are we going to see reps from the manufacturers coming in to see how many hooks you have filled and what you need to reorder? Because you hear stories about that from the old days, right?
It was like, well, they do a hook cancel. Well, you need to get 3 American Pro 2s, and they weren't Pro 2s. I'm just using it now. By the time you see this video, Pro 3s.
And it wasn't a suggestion then, right? It was like
they
were going to order.
Or they would have it in their van and they pull it out and they're going to send you a PO for it, purchase order, and here's your guitars. You don't have to pay for shipping now. Yay, because it's in the van. I delivered it for you. Just gas prices, which are really expensive now too. $420.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh boy. And I started filling my car up the other day, and it got to $50 and I just stopped. I was like, I'm so frustrated. It was $80 to fill up one of my cars. I just don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't understand. We don't want to talk about your cars right now.
It's sort of insane.
Jonathan's having some car issues right now.
Dang it!
It's like not one car, but the 2 family cars. Both are in the things.
It was like someone just hit the off button. They are both really old.
So if any of you guys work at car dealerships and have some good used cars that are affordable, Jack Yarborough.
Yes.
Any of you guys that not a tire sale, real cars, a real sale too.
Actual, right?
Yarborough.
That's true.
Let a Jonathan know. Or a barbecue in the trunk.
A poor music industry worker.
I know, it's not. We didn't get in this to make lords of cash. But now don't get us wrong. Like the manufacturing is catching up. It doesn't mean every SKU is going to be available.
No.
Like with some of the manufacturing, like PRS is still, if we put an order, it's still a 2-year wait for a core piece. Fortunately, we have so many ordered, we can pivot those pieces.
Yeah.
If we need to. Fender we still have orders that we haven't gotten, like got the Johnny Marr ones we haven't gotten. I still laugh about those. I ordered those 2 years ago, and he's getting ready to have a new color come out, I think, too, which is so funny.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of those, right?
No, or we just had an American Original shipped to us from Fender. I noticed that because anytime an American Original pops up, I have it flagged to show me because I think it's hilarious because there's none left. So it was a Jazz Master, and I think like the metallic bluish color, coming 60 style. But that was ordered 2 years ago. They're just shipping, but the other production is starting to catch up. Like Player Series starting to catch up. Player Pluses are catching up. American Pros 2s are starting to catch up again.
The normal stuff,
The more standards. Yeah. So that could come back in. We started talking about NAMM a little bit within this whole thing. Is like NAMM sort of got destroyed during COVID. It's because it's a trade show where we all get together. Is trying to come back. A lot of us it doesn't make sense for us to go there. We were all excited to go, but unfortunately we can't go right now because airfares are outrageous too.
Insane.
And to take our whole team out there, and when half the manufacturers that we work with aren't going either.
Aren't going, it makes it hard, right? Because it's like, hang out. I would love to go just hang out.
The main reason I do go is to have dinner and drinks with Donnie Rod.
That's true.
From Taylor Guitars.
Oh, sure, thanks.
Dude, all the way. And seeing Aaron like show up from Taylor was nice too. 'Cause he's always a sharp, dressed guy. He's really tall and pretty. And Eric Sakimoto, we don't get to hang out with him much, but I always like to see him.
But he's just knowing he's there.
Paul
As a
Tobias.
comfort.
You know, and when Steve from Wildwoods has stopped going to NAMM, like it just sort of lost some of the luster for me too. He's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes me sad. I hope he starts going back.
One day I thought we were going to get to hang out with Danish Pete. Might crush my dreams of that.
One day. I mean, well, then the schedule of NAMM is like now it's like April of next year, and then 2024 is when they're supposed to go back to January. But are our manufacturers going to be ready by then? And
I don't know.
And I'm really excited. I just want Sean's never been to NAMM.
I know.
I just want Sean to go to NAMM when NAMM is NAMM, not when NAMM is like this faux NAMM.
It's going to be weird if like that becomes a thing we talk about to young guys. Yeah, we used to go to this thing called NAMM.
And they had millions of dollars worth of custom shops out in one room at one night. And you're just walking around being like,
Which
oh,
is
my
amazing.
Lord. It's amazing. That's the reason we go. It's just to see that and like
It's awesome.
and be crowded with a bunch of people from Europe and it smells funny and like eating like little finger foods and I miss those days. And like seeing the overpriced guitars everywhere, just abundance of it all. It's just so much. It's just so much fun though. So it's changed everything, the world. But is it going to go back now? Oh, and the other thing we were thinking about is it now that there was a shutdown on any new guitar shops or any new accounts being even considered with a lot of these manufacturers. Will that change?
Well, it might be the rubber band kind of accordion thing where suddenly it snaps into place where it's really easy to become a new dealer. So that's a whole different host of challenges.
And it's like, so if you've been planning and trying to become a dealer, like just keep waiting. It might be around the corner.
Yeah.
Like to where like there are going to be opening new dealers. They might open a plethora of them, kind of like Orange did with all the gas stations and stuff. You'd find an Orange amp at like a bass and fishing shop for a minute.
Just the gas station with orange amps.
I know that literally happened. I was like, I don't understand. And I like orange amps. That just really turned me off though. For some reason.
It is kind of weird, right?
Well, 'cause
like,
I know the guy that's selling me like the pre-sealed worms for my fishing is not going to know much about the Tiny Terror. It's, no, but then if there's a glut of new shop openings, it's very dangerous because opening a new shop is horrifying and financially devastating if you don't know what you're doing. We just happen to get lucky because we're idiots.
True.
And we just have a good time and we love guitars a lot, but it can go haywire fast. It's expensive.
It is expensive, and there's so many choices, and I feel like relatively easy to make bad decisions.
And you have to be able to sell them.
Yeah, that's right. Ordering them is fun, but yes, they have to actually go to new homes.
So maybe that will change those. So if you haven't laid the groundwork and you're ready to go, there's like I've talked to a few guys that have been wanting to do it for years, and it's just been like, hold it, you got to hold right now. Nobody's opening. It's maybe around the corner, maybe late 2020. Is it 2 now?
This is 2022, yes.
Yeah, maybe into 2023. Like they will be looking to open some new shops because there is this thing called the graying of the market that's been going on that's when a lot of these shops that have sort of chosen actively, I think, or just inactively, just to not modernize.
Right.
And they're just ready to sort of phase out and retire. That's been happening. It happened in California. That's where GC sort of took over. And then when they failed, it sort of was a disaster for California. But across the country, there's a lot of sort of older shops that are wanting to sort of just retire. Yeah. And so there's an opportunity for these regions that these reps need to fill.
Young blood.
If you're willing to take this.
Which is great, but then you have to be careful too, right? If you're a guitar buyer, just to make sure,
I'm just thinking about Justin Bieber's song Ghost when we said Young Blood. Because my kid went to school, and because we Young Blood thinks there's always tomorrow. My kid was at school with a 5-year-old. He was asking his teacher, like, what's a Young Blood? And she explained to him, like, why didn't you ask me? I knew what a Young Blood was. I wanted to tell you that. I wanted to tell you what the Young Blood was. Sorry, I was whispering.
You're not cool.
I was thinking of flashback. He still thinks I'm cool. We were walking out of the car the other day, and he's like, "Mom, Dad loves me twice as much as he loves you." I was like, "Yeah, you're not far off, son."
Ouch.
It's Augustus. How can you not love that guy twice as much as anything?
It's true.
It's really
he's very lovable.
He's a very lovable little Tasmanian devil. Oh, I can't wait to get the drum set for the house. My wife doesn't really know about that yet.
It's like Animal, the Muppet.
I know it is. Like my whole family is. There's gonna be a drum. I'll get an electric one we gotta get one. I want my kids to all play drums.
That'd be fun.
Drums are awesome.
Everyone should play drums a little bit. At least
it's fun.
Much.
Play drums. Well, hey, thanks for watching this whole time. Let us know your thoughts on the COVID Guitar Center effect, the transition. We should call it that. We made up a name for it because why not? But no, it's we
CGC.
we experienced it.
E.
Well,
Sure.
it even goes in. Well, before we leave, it even goes into all the the PPP loans. A lot of guitar shops got those. Lots of restaurants got those. The restaurants needed them really badly. Did the guitar shops necessarily
Maybe
need
not.
them?
Probably not. Not in our experience. Probably not.
No, I mean like
You know,
the
but
big
maybe.
ones that had huge staffs needed them to keep going when they thought it was going to collapse, but then everything blew up.
Right.
And so it's tricky. It's a weird. I mean, congratulations on getting them though. We're not smart enough to be able to fill out those forms to get them.
No, absolutely.
Or the bankers didn't like us.
Or some combination.
Probably a
gonna go with
winning
that.
pair. Click like and subscribe.
Hit the bell.
It makes sounds. That's all. I'm gonna go home now.
Yeah.
Go home. Go say hi to your family. Wave.